So, you might have seen all this drone sightings across the US and the West. And of course, Trump going on about Blue Book, which is their American book on aliens. So it looks like this drone explosion is due to what I'm doing. Why? See, something strange is going on. Go for it.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around the New Jersey reports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because it was the enemy that blasted out. Even if they were late, they blasted. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people. And they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
So, one can see that all these drones suddenly appeared since my last broadcast. Now, if the aliens are running a neo farm to turn the Matrix alien filth into something real, and they need a special farm with genetically engineered madmen that can love and hate simultaneously, the human race, to achieve the source and reincarnate into them the original Adam and Lilith and Eve and we explained how the source lost control of sourceness via Lilith. Wouldn't the aliens go mad if suddenly the source reclaimed all sourceness and the aliens were consigned to what they always were, which was Matrix, but now only realized in eternal torture for all eternity? Wouldn't they be quite upset? And wouldn't they be trying to threaten their slave states? Because remember, the Rothschild royal family, Rockefellers, made a deal with the aliens to put what was left of the human race after they exterminated them using alien nanotech into 15-minute cities, and most of the world would be, without humans, they wouldn't be allowed to go there, and that would be the realm of the aliens and the few billionaires who'd be given extended lifespans for this treason towards the human race. That was the deal. So if you think the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family and the 15-minute city idea and all the nanotech and all the other advanced garbage came from idiot humans, you're delusional. No, it came from the aliens, and the deal's been made with the aliens. The aliens want the planet, and if they got a Vichy government of a few Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family with some servants, that's okay by them, because think of them as overseers on your plantation or servants in your house. And if you don't believe aliens have infested the planet, then you haven't been looking at the news and all of the alien ships coming out the sea and harassing US military and. Now, these drones have been zipping over all of the US and Britain and their nuclear sites and. So, say they're not aliens who are upset that their neos are gone and they'd be consigned to eternal torture. Let's take it off the table. Let's go to the other one, that they're enemy drones and you've got US drones chasing after them. What purpose would drones be? Well, looking for dirty bombs in the US. Well, no, not dirty bombs, they're obsolete. No, on my rent shows decades ago, starting in 96, ending 2019, I talked about drones being used to drop aerosolized cobalt-60 over the US. If you don't believe me, you go on rents.com, look at the archives. I was the man that invented this technology. And if you have a suitcase nuke, which of course the Iranians can get a suitcase nuke from the open market because General Lebed lost between 60 and 100 of these things in the Soviet Union. You look that up, General Lebed, talking about losing Soviet suitcase nukes. He of course was assassinated because the Rothschilds stole them in a helicopter crash. That's on the Red Show years ago. But you simply get a suitcase nuke in America, gets 100 scrap electric car batteries, which of course contain 15 kilos of cobalt. So get a basement, put your suitcase nuke in a lead box so the emissions from it can't be detected. Stick 100 scrap EV batteries on the top of it, or a warehouse. Then you've got 1.5 metric tons of potential cobalt-60 when the suitcase nuke goes off around the batteries. Very easy. Suitcase nukes, there's tons on the market, and you can buy up used EV batteries for virtually nothing. And what does that produce when it goes off? Well, it produces Tim Rifat's favourite substance, which he talks about on his rent shows ad nauseum. We'll be putting up the rent shows on Rumble once we get a vampire volunteer to trawl through and do the immense work to stick them all up. They were up before, but they were deleted because they were on YouTube. There we are, cobalt-60. It turns into cobalt-60. Now this stuff from the batteries, so you don't care where, you honestly don't care where the suitcase nuke is. It could be anywhere in continental US, preferably so the winds blow it across the rest of the US. But this stuff is so poisonous that 1 gram will kill off everything in a square mile. So if you've got 100 EV batteries in some barn out in the sticks, that's 1.5 million square miles of America. Destroyed by one little suitcase nuke. And we know, according to MI6, well, 2 of them were bought by Iran. Oh, space. Now, if you don't believe the lethality of cobalt-60, you can just go on the internet and find out 1 gram per square mile will kill off everything within that area. So, if you're the aliens, let's go back to the aliens, and you've been promised the world and the human vermin in 15-minute cities, wouldn't they be upset that the earth, which has been promised to them by the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family, was going to
these conditions
be poisoned? Because remember, this is alien territory. It's been promised by the Rothschild royal family, Rockefellers.
Now, after 25 half-lives,
wouldn't they be upset and be desperately trying to find the suitcase nuke because this world's theirs according to the treaty?
In it, they would be much more terrible than in your worst nightmares. If the bomb contains even 9 grams or 3/10 of an ounce of cobalt-60, it would detonate with the force of 4.5 kilograms or 10 pounds of TNT. Such a weapon, activated on the outskirts of Manhattan, would render the entire area uninhabitable for years to come. Suppose that the fallout from a 60-kilogram or 132-pound cobalt bomb releases 10 sieverts per hour radiation doses over a distance of 100 kilometers or 62 miles. Under these conditions, any unprotected person will receive enough radiation to die within 2 to 3 weeks. In more than 5 years, when the first half-life is over, the radiation intensity in the affected area will be 5 sieverts per hour. Under these conditions, without serious medical attention, half of the people will die within 1 to 2 months, and the survivors will have a high probability of developing cancer. That is, theoretically, you can be exposed to such radiation for less than 60 minutes and survive, but will have to say goodbye to good health. After a period of time equal to 10 half-lives, which is about 53 years, the dose rate will drop to about 10 millisieverts per hour. This means that you would have spent from 1 to 4 days in the contaminated zone without fatal consequences. For comparison, a person receives a dose of 30 millisieverts from dental x-rays, but a walk through the contaminated area isn't advisable. After 4 days, the likelihood of gene mutations would double, and with an irradiation of 300 millisieverts, the first signs of radiation sickness will appear. When a period of time equal to 20 half-lives has passed, which will be more than a century, the dose rate will be reduced to about 1 microsievert per hour. At this stage, people may remain in the affected region without protection, even on a permanent basis. Not just occasionally visiting the ruined city, but even living in it. They would not be at risk of radiation sickness, but the radiation levels will still be high enough. This will lead to an increase in the number of cancer patients. And now, after 25 half-lives, that's about 130 years, the intensity of exposure to cobalt-60 will drop to the level of natural background radiation.
So you get the picture. Cobalt-60 kills everything at 1 gram per square mile, and 1 suitcase nuke will destroy potentially 1.5 million square miles. So, if you're an alien, and of course the Rothschild, Rockefeller, or family have promised you the planet you're going to be sending out your drones like mad things to look for the Iranian suitcase nuke with the batteries around it, which the Iranians have said is in place if you attack Iran. Would that not explain all the alien drones zipping over the US? And of course, wouldn't they be zipping over all the nuclear installations in the US and UK to warn them not to attack Iran with nuclear weapons? Because Iran said if it was attacked with nuclear weapons, it would detonate the Cobalt-60 weapon that it had deployed in the US. Hence, of course, Trump talking about Blue Book and the aliens. Remember, the West has given over the planet to aliens. That's why I'm supporting Putin. Because the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family are traitors to humanity and have made a deal with the aliens. And of course, how could the Iranians smuggle in a suitcase nuke into the US? I don't know. How could they do that? Ooh. Via the open borders, with all the World Economic Forum Jew-run countries. How open borders make us safe. Andrew Solomon, I think he's Jewish. Rumours of open borders prompt migrants to rush to the US. Story. Kamala Harris slammed for... Now, could you not smuggle in a little suitcase nuke into America across the open borders? Would it not be difficult to go to a junkyard and buy old trashed electric batteries, thanks to the World Economic Forum, who hate gasoline powered vehicles and of course love their EV garbage, which of course microwaves you like hell within it. So, it's good being the world's leading expert on remote sensing, because I know now why all the aliens are going mad, because they're terrified that Donald Trump, who promised the Jews, like Ackerman, who runs Las Vegas casinos, and gave him $100 million for the extermination of the West Bank Palestinians, who I thoroughly agree, they should be exterminated because they support the Shia, Alawite, vermin, so they're not real Sunnis, they're apostates, and they deserve all they get. So I back Israel. The only good Palestinian is a Netanyahu Palestinian. Because they're Satanist Muslims. Now, to continue, one can see now that this drone open borders will destroy it. Yeah, of course, because it allows one little suitcase nuke, and the EV batteries mean that one suitcase nuke is the end of America. And of course, drones can carry Cobalt-60 and spray it over America. But I think in this case, the most plausible explanation is the Iranians, via the Quds, have said we've got a suitcase nuke in the US and it's covered with EV batteries, thanks to Tim Rifat, who outlined this plan decades ago. And if you nuke us, we're going to wipe out America. And the aliens, of course, who own America now and have been promised America with the American population in 15-minute cities, what's left of them after their nanotech execution, with basically only the migrants left alive to service the billionaire, trillionaire class, are upset. Now, why does this happen? Well, it happened because of this thing that powers all of my technology. That thing there. the reincarnation of Lilith, who allows me to use the American psychic warfare program, not even using Lucifer's power to alter reality and bring into being the timeline where America is wiped out by an Iranian Cobalt 60 dirty bomb, which wipes out 1.5 million square miles. And if you look up the area of America, 1.5 million square miles isn't going to leave much of the US. Thank you, Taylor Swift. Now go off and marry Kelsey, because you might not have much time to get married. Now let's continue. If you think this is all Tim Refat delusion, no, this technology exists. Let's look at all of these experts in America who talk about this technology. They're all on YouTube. Pay us money, buy our courses. And if you're any good, we'll have you nano-chipped, Elon Muskite, Neuralinked for the American Psychic Warfare Program, which of course now is working for me. There we are. Viewing. I tried and mastered how to do simple remote viewing, CI Psychic. Here we are. I remotely viewed Elon Musk, Elizabeth April. This makes start. So as you can see, there's tons of these American people. Buy their courses, blah, blah, blah. CI Psychic. So you can have endless fun looking through that. So remote viewing, no, it's part of the US military. It has been since the 70s. And there are loads and loads, so that'll keep you busy. Now, if the remote viewers can't find the Iranian suitcase, nuke and the aliens can't find it, you've got to ask, why? You know, they're that good, why can't they find it? What's got into them and is doing the angel heart, so they're simply controlled obots of the puppeteer, Tim Refat. So, it doesn't matter that they're trying to look for it, they can't do anything because they're simply controlled by me. And I'm not using my own power, I'm using the power of Lilith, Taylor Swift. So you might have wondered, oh, is he one of the stalkers of Taylor Swift? Is he into her? No, I hate the bitch. She's simply there to power me. So, this is another aspect of the American Psychic Warfare Program. Remote influencing, the ability to influence or alter an event, a person, or even the course of reality using only the mind. Developed out of remote viewing, it's considered a progression from merely being an observer, a remote viewer, to becoming an influencer. And here, of course, send your money to all of these Americans. There we are, even got videos. 1 hour, 52 minutes. So, from the Superhuman Institute. And of course, the CIA and the American Psychic Warfare Program run this because, of course, they're looking for people with the ability who then they can capture and put in Elon Musk's Neuralink and use them as obots. Now with the nanotech, they don't even need to do that, but here we've got, just to prove that it's not a figment of Tim Rifat's imagination. No, here we are, look. Here we are. And the good thing is that none of these people can do any remote influencing. They're all garbage, because I control everything. And that's why NATO and the Americans have sent, literally hundreds of vermin to Natrang, spraying bioweapons out of backpacks everywhere me and my cameraman go, and Elon Musk has been launching thousands of satellites over Natrang. So the poor old Vietnamese have been subject to massive bioweapon attack from disposables, traitorous Russians and Ukrainians. Traitorous Russians and Ukrainians, Ukraine is just filth, in my opinion. Spraying bioweapon out of rucksacks, everyone anywhere that me and my cameraman might be going. And Elon Musk's DoD-funded satellites desperately trying to Havana syndrome me and my cameraman. If you don't understand what Havana syndrome is, let's look on. Oh, it's a figment of Tim Rifat's imagination. No, it exists. Reincarnation exists according to the US military. We know bioweapons exist. So let's look up. I love how the Americans, who are the ones that use all of this microwave technology, blame it on the poor Cubans and call it Havana syndrome, when in fact Britain is the worst purveyor of microwave weapons on the planet, having killed hundreds of thousands of Catholics with microwave weapons, whole streetfuls. And that was according to Northern Ireland doctors. Yeah. So the Americans have been desperately trying, with Elon Musk being paid to launch his satellites, to cause in me headaches, dizziness, tinnitus, etc. Look at it. Anyway, that means that Elon Musk and all the other billionaires have been targeted by the American psychic warfare program. So, not only is the Cobalt 60 suitcase nuke going to go off thanks to the American psychic warfare program, using a remote influencing to alter reality, wiping out America, but we've also got the American psychic warfare program going after all the billionaires to eliminate them. So we now know what caused the death of Britain's richest man. There we are. Yacht sinking, Lynch bloomer among victims found dead. These garbage pieces of scum.
Tech tycoon Mike Lynch and Morgan Stanley International Chair Jonathan Bloomer are among 5 now retrieved from the wreckage of a luxury yacht that sank off the coast of Sicily on Monday. Lynch's 18-year-old daughter remains missing, presumed dead, after the boat was hit by a tornado. Italian authorities are investigating exactly how the super yacht sank.
So, one can see that remote influencing, according to, look it up on Google, can alter reality. And I've simply been using the American psychic warfare program to get rid of the unrighteous. Why? Because I am Celtic. And I don't use my own energy, because the more energy you lose, the weaker you become. And with all the idiots in Natrang, disposables, walking blood bags, waiting to be burst, desperate to do me in, one knows that I'm not going to use my own energy. Thankfully, the American psychic warfare program was set up not only to exterminate America, but to exterminate all of the billionaires on the planet, apart from, of course, Vladimir Putin, who asked me to protect him. So the only billionaire who won't be killed by the American psychic warfare program was the billionaire that the American psychic warfare program was targeting, Vladimir Putin. So here we go on to the Sloan channel, which I thoroughly recommend. The guy's brilliant. Thoroughly deserves his 1.1 million subscribers. Now, you've got to ask, why is it that a non-entity like myself, how many subscribers have I got, cameraman?
250.
250. Why the hell would MI6 be sending hundreds of disposables with bioweapons to the Trang, and why would Elon Musk be paid, well, he's made him the richest man for 400 billion now to fly microwave weapon platforms over the Trang for someone who's only got 250 subscribers. Well, obviously, I've got all of the lieutenants of the Rothschild Rockefeller royal family to not believe in them being the Luciferic bloodline, but in fact Lucifer's torture toys. That's why there is a problem with the grand total of 250 subscribers. Anyway, let's go on. This channel is brilliant, but we've got in the news Jay-Z exposed of paying off accusers in Diddy case. So Jay-Z is accused of being a paedophile torture murderer. Jay-Z is going down with Diddy. He denies everything. Diddy accuser reveals her identity. Jay-Z is next. Diddy and his kids are threatening witnesses. Did Jay-Z and Diddy kill Aaliyah for Beyonce? Liam Payne was trying to escape his hotel room before. So he's carried in unconscious in his hotel room, and these three guys chuck him out the window. Diddy is manipulating his way out of jail. As an aside, talking about the aliens, Israeli space chief blows whistle, aliens in contact with the US, Trump was briefed and disclosure is coming. So the Israelis are indicating that my viewpoint on the drones is right. You can read that here. There we are. Ashton Kutcher accused of providing Diddy VIPs with kids to rape. This is coming out. Now you must ask the question, if the Rothschild Rockefeller royal family, who are alleged chiefs of the paedophile Satanist network, are in total control, why would they be outing their own people? Does it make sense that all this would be coming out? Or is the truth that they're trying to scapegoat their underlings to take the fall for them? Scapegoat technology. So there's no chance that Diddy or Jay-Z would be arrested by the FBI, that in fact are on a branch of the Federal Reserve and the Rothschild Rockefeller royal family. But of course, I've so scared the Rothschild Rockefeller royal family, they are now scapegoating these alleged paedophile snuffites to suffer Good Shepherd ritual suffer for them, to try and feed them to Lucifer so that they survive. Because it always surprised me, why have they hung Diddy out to dry? Why are I think Mel Gibson, Hollywood's troublemaking pedophiles who prey on the young. Why would they do this? Well, it's because Tim Rifat's put the fear of God up them, because he controls Lucifer. They know that they're going to be burnt alive, like William Rothschild, who of course wasn't a Rothschild because we say isn't a Rothschild, but a Kaufman. So all the Jews get exterminated too with the same technology, when, as I say, only the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family are guilty, and the Jews are doing Muslims a service by eliminating these Satanist Muslims. See, Jay-Z facing life in prison after child victim testifies he brutally raped her. So this channel is great for going after the paedophiles. It's definitely not YouTube friendly. So, as I say, I'm not playing any of the content on YouTube because that would get them most annoyed. But we can scroll through content on another website, can we not? Top secret Pelican study converts consciousness never dies. That was the Gateway Project. Diddy trying to kill Wendy Williams for exposing VIP paedophile ring. We've got some great stuff on here. Definitely not YouTube friendly though, so if you're a YouTube friendly person, definitely don't look at this website. This is not to be recommended. This is not YouTube material. But we come to, at the end of all of this, thankfully it can be edited out, thanks to our editor. Here we are. Barack Obama, the one that flew over to see Sunak to get me under the Espionage Act extradite to the Elon Musk torture facility. Here we've got Barack Obama sexually abused multiple kids. Barry Soetoro, better known by his CIA name Barack Obama, is facing storm like never before. The man who once boasted of serving a third term through puppet President Joe Biden is now sweating bullets as a political scandal of epic proportions threatens to unravel his legacy and land him behind bars for years to come. Obama's sordid past is finally catching up with him. Step forward, Barack Obama, formerly known as Barry Soetoro, and nicknamed Barthouse Barry during his time in San Francisco in the 90s. According to Jaguar Wright, the 90s pop star and former friend of Sean Diddy Combs, Barack and Michelle Obama have both attended freak-off parties, and she has personally seen both Barack on the tapes. Oh, they got tapes of the guy who wanted to be in the Elon Musk torture facility. Sean Diddy Combs has been working with the FBI his whole career, and has blackmail material on some of the most powerful people in America, including Barack Obama. So, we know the first stop for President Trump and Elon Musk, they need to put the screws on the FBI and get all the tapes, because he who controls the tapes controls everyone in America. Suge Knight, the incarcerated former CEO of Death Row Records and longtime associate and rival of Combs, confirmed that Obama and T.D. Jakes went to Diddy's parties and Oprah went to Jeffrey Epstein's paedophile island. Knight pointed out that Diddy's leverage over Obama was so powerful that he once had the former president get his friend out of prison after he was jailed on drugs charges. So one can see that Obama's on tape and that he's toast. He's simply now a puppet of whoever has the tape on Obama's hot dogging with his transgender wife, Michael, doing their Luciferian rituals. I play the video, but of course it's really not YouTube friendly, so we get flagged. So, but you can watch it yourself. So one can see it's come full circle. Instead of Obama having me in the Elon Musk torture facility to make me a neo, William Rothschild, the anti-neo, and all the rest of them have got Obama under the thumb of Donald Trump, who hates Obama. Knowing the FBI have the tapes that prove this guy has been hot dogging and maybe snuffing numerous kids at this guy, Diddy's, freak-offs. So it's come full circle. Instead of me being extradited to the US under the Espionage Act to be tortured in Elon Musk's DOD-funded facilities, we've got my enemies being tortured eternally. And let's be honest, if the Rothschild, Rockefeller or family's fate depended upon throwing this alleged snuff paedophile who likes hot dogging under the bus, they'd snap that up in a second, would they not? So one can see that rather than the silo not being in control in reality, he's having a fun time and calculizing everyone in sight. So what's left now is for Lilith to marry Kelsey and go forth and multiply with Sharon Preston.